Freestyle, someone freestyle.
Yo.
Okay.
I don't rap no more. Fuck that shit. Actually, maybe I do. That's a lie. Hey. What it does, what is poppin', what is crack-a-lackin', everybody. My name is Spooky C. Did I say that last week?
I don't think we did Halloween themes.
Okay, good. Well, I'm Spooky.
All right. I am, I don't know.
Ghoulish Nosh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god! Wow.
Look at that. Great minds. There's not too many words.
I'm
What are
Uncle D. Uncle D. There you go.
No, Halloween one. Stop going against.
Okay, fine. HShiftGXMANG on Instagram and Twitter.
This guy.
If you've subscribed to
spooky.
Dan on
That's
Twitch, unsubscribe
Unsubscribe,
Wow.
unfollow.
until he gives you a spooky Halloween name.
Until he does.
Wow. Okay,
Peer pressure.
What's spooky? What's spooky?
This is,
Devilish D.
There
that's
you
all we
go.
want. That's all we
There
want.
you go.
And welcome to episode 142 of Bad Habits Podcast. We in the building. How was your Halloween, boys? So this is the week after Halloween was last Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. Tuesday.
Something like that.
Yeah. How was it? You guys was lit.
We didn't.
Uneventful?
I didn't do anything. It was uneventful on the day. I went to a party the weekend before.
Oh,
but other than that,
yeah.
because it was a weekday, it was just like any other day, innit? And I live in a condo, so there's no like trick or treaters. But we
That's
did get a fucking. We got an email from the condo saying, from management saying, whoever, like the young residents of the building, if you would like to come get some candy from the reception, you should come down.
That's
That's
cute.
literally the only Halloweeny kind of thing.
Did you get it?
But I didn't go down. I completely forgot about it eventually.
Oh, you fucked up, bro. That would have been freaking.
But yeah, I did. I messed up. But like, yeah, other than that, it was pretty uneventful. Just working and living, you know?
The whole
Life.
last week or just Halloween?
Probably the whole last week.
I was gonna say whole last week's been.
Honestly.
I
Sounds
ain't
like
done
the
shit
whole
either.
last week. Yeah.
Like, I think I've done nothing. I'm trying
Yeah.
to think what I could have done. Like, yeah, I feel like it's all just been like blended into one fucking. Yeah, it's just been nothing really. Well, I don't know.
feel
What about you? What about you? I've done nothing.
Nosh, what were you?
Man's
Did you
out
do shit
here,
on Halloween?
No, like yeah, not usually. I didn't even know it was Halloween until fucking, I don't know, the Saturday, the weekend before. I saw a couple of
all the
cunts
parties.
dressed up or outside and around the traps. But yeah, didn't know of any parties. I don't really fucking have costumes, dress up, do it. I don't really care. So nothing happened on Halloween. On the day, like on the actual Halloween 31st, a couple of my riding mates went riding, but they ride at nighttime and it's fucking freezing and bum. So yeah, only went on 2 daytime rides, but that was sick. Yesterday I broke a spoke.
Oh, I
my
saw. What
bike.
happened there?
Yeah, just sending it, mate. It's just actually
Yeah, send it.
doing. I used my bike to its full potential, and yeah, no, it's just old. I had. It's not old. The wheels are like 2 years old, I think. I've never had a problem with them, and
It's
they
the big dog bike.
the big dog bike, yeah.
Okay.
The Trans X. So I've just broke a rear spoke from doing lots of jumps, and I don't know. After I did a jump line, I did a big double wheel broad slide drifty skid thing. And then, so I don't know, I must have hit a couple of rocks and ruts and it went, kung, kung, and then the spoke snapped clean out. It was fucking horrendous noise. I thought I snapped my rim. But the shit's tough as nails. It's just a spoke and they cost $2. It's just a pain in the ass to put it back in. So that was the most eventful thing. But my Notion MTB YouTube channel hit 1.1K. So I'm,
Wow.
1.1K subscribers.
yeah.
That was insane. Wow.
Yeah, so I
So
think I got like
fast.
115 since we last. No, 104. I can't count. 104 or so since we last spoke here last week. So that's fucking sick.
Momentum.
Just
That's crazy. 100 in a
continuing-
week. You fucking
Yeah, it's
cleaning
the
up
most-
now.
Yeah, it's starting to get the spikes are starting to get better and closer together. So
Hell yeah.
that's cool. And then I'm in the middle of editing. One ride is going to be 3 fucking episodes, kind of like the one I did last year when I went to Albion Hills, and that was a five part episode of 10-minute episodes.
That's how you get
So earlier in the summer, I went riding on an e-bike, which I told y'all about on here. And that ride went for so long that I was able to chop it up into 3 like 13 or 10-minute sort of episodes. I'm about to start the 3rd one tomorrow. So man, I've just been on an editing spree and keeping it all uploaded because I'm getting close to myself and I want to have like so much room. So I'm like, still really far ahead. I have like 20 something episodes to edit that are in the hard drive waiting to be done. So I'm just chipping away.
Good shit. Not fucking around.
What else? Weather's been kind of whack. So yeah, just been focusing on that.
Good shit, man.
It's be fucking birthday in a couple days. Fucking turning
shit.
old, mate. So yeah.
Man's just getting old.
And then I'm gonna start making more beats because it's more inside weather time. So I'm gonna start collecting samples and all the stuff. I'm pretty much gonna start with a fresh plate. I'm not gonna use any of the old things. Maybe depends. I'm gonna start with a fresh plate, and then start with some different genres and get back into slapping beats again because we need it. Yeah,
the culture needs it.
The culture needs it. I need to get some bread. We need to make sure that the train keeps moving. So, yeah, man, I'm excited to get into this next season because it just means inside grinding.
That is a good thing. Good thing about the old winter. Love to see it.
Yeah,
love it. That just reminded me, mate. We had a bunch of like really good. I'm just gonna pull it up because I don't remember the details. But on our High Season YouTube channel, like basically because we've been doing it for 5 years, I think. It's always like up and down, and if we start to become less consistent, I guess, then you sort of the algorithm's like fuck you and doesn't like recommend your videos to nobody, it's like, and then every time you go and you start getting consistent again, and then they're all just falling flat. So you're like, it's this weird thing where you got to figure out what are like the pop content, you call it, like the hits that that the people want to see, to try and balance out when you post. So like every time we do, I don't know why, like it happens consistently and it's so fucking annoying, but every time we do like a paid sponsor content, which isn't really that often, but every time we do, it just falls flat. It's like you put something else out and it kills it, and you put the sponsored one out and it just goes and it's like pretty fucking annoying because obviously that's the one you want to perform the best.
Of course.
So we're trying to figure it out, but we had a couple of like bangers recently. So I'm looking at the stats here. We're like coming up with 48,297 subs.
Dang.
2,188 in the last 28 days. And normally we were down like a fraction of that. Like that's
3,000 in a month. That's fucking crazy.
I don't even know if I've seen it that big before with us. Our revenue, which I won't go into, but the revenue's more than I've ever seen it. And even the views, 114.2K in the last 28 days. So it's,
wow.
You're not getting about that.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I've been shouting before? I've been telling you.
110, yeah.
It's clout season. I'm telling you.
It's clouded up.
Everyone's getting clouted.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Whole squad clouded up. Awesome. Dad's been saying that. So you're getting that as well. I mean, look, when your channel would have a lower CPM than us because ours is tech.
What's that mean?
Basically, it's like how much YouTube pays you for every 1,000 views for ads, for advertising on your channel. So like even if we have basically the same amount of views, probably most of yours are from shorts. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay, so we have I don't know, it's probably
the other way around, right?
I think so, yeah. Because we had one video which got like 30-something thousand, I think, on the video, which is doesn't always pop like that. 36,000, nearly 37. Then we had another one that went like 17. So we had two basically back-to-back, almost back-to-back, with a couple of like sponsored ones in between because we just got a whole bunch of sponsors right now, happens to be. So yours, I can tell you like off-air what we did. Yours won't be that much just because if you're on, even when I went out and came back in, there was another subscriber added to the thing. That's hilarious. If you're the people who watch your channel, I consider the people who would buy like more higher end stuff, like tech stuff. That typically gets like put up higher, but say if you're doing like a kids channel and stuff, you're selling Doritos to them, like low consumer goods stuff. So therefore, it's not that those eyeballs aren't worth as much to YouTube and the advertisers. So they just pay you more, the more based on your audience. Now, as I'm saying this out loud, I'm like, well, your niche, your bike is not cheap. Your bike is like much of a secondhand car. So I wonder if, because the parts and like the actual bikes are expensive, maybe mountain bike viewers specifically are worth more than say BMX riders or something like that. So you could. I don't know how to find out though. I think it's more
that's honestly, I know that to be true, dude, because I've been in this world for a little while now, and motherfucker, I can get a top of the line BMX for $1,000, like an entry level trail bike.
Okay.
Yeah, and an entry level trail bike is like it's starting at like $3.5, $4,000, and mine's like about $8.5, and it's still amazing. But there's way better bikes than mine. You know what I mean? So it's like you can buy a mountain bike that's literally what they call acoustic now, which is fucking stupid, but it's funny. And you can buy one of those for like $17,000, dude, just for a regular bike, not even e-powered.
That's crazy.
But the e-bikes are probably $20,000 that are that spec because they're carbon fiber, they're this and that, super strong, super light. But yeah, it's ludicrous.
Interesting. I mean, so it'd be interesting. It's like serious money, right? Yeah. So I wonder if I don't know if there's any way to find out, like if you could Google it, but it'd be interesting if you had a friend or whatever who was in this niche and was monetized on YouTube and what their CPM is.
Let me go on YouTube and type mountain.
It's interesting because even if you want to buy lights for your bike, for something on your helmet, something on your handlebars, $500 minimum, dude.
So it was like
for lights, that's insane.
Do you know Sam Pilgrim?
Of course I do. I watch him all the time.
Oh yeah, he's clouted on YouTube.
Well, he's a slopestyle rider, and he does all tricks and shit. He's backflips all day. Like he's invented world firsts. He's in all the tricks. He's one of the oldest cunts in the game, but also one of the longest and best. Blah blah blah.
Do you know Dangerous Dave?
I do. I don't follow his channel that much, but like I see him on Instagram more so. He's from BC and does gnarly shit. Yeah, he's one of the riders that got sponsored by Insta360 so quickly and really got like his shit just went through the roof.
But do they have YouTube channels?
They do.
Yeah, I'm on their YouTube right now. They get like 800k views.
But do you like a month?
Like, well, no, I don't know. I'm just looking at their most recent videos.
Oh, the videos have that. I'm sorry. So I wonder how would you find out their CPM though?
I'd have to give them a shout. But like, oh yo, Davo, mate.
They probably wouldn't tell you that information.
There's also Remy Metalier.
Yeah, the French guy. He's probably one of the first guys I've found and one of my favorites. Half of the reason why half the shit I have on my bike is set up like that.
Yeah, he seems like the most popular guy. He's getting like millions of views. This guy.
Yeah, it's been around for a while. He's a gangster.
More than the Red Bull biking YouTube channel.
That's it. Yeah, he's one of the best free riders in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, so it's a crazy fucking market, mate. Cunts are ready to drop dollars, especially if there's some cool, like, efficient tech that comes out. Everyone
give me one of the names for YouTube I should look for.
Remy, R-E-M-Y, Meta, yeah, M-E-T-A-I, and then you'll see it. L-L.
No, it's not populating. I'm got to type it in. L-L-I-E-R.
Yeah.
Okay. Channel suggestions. Oh, 0 found.
Really?
M-E-T-A. Okay, I need the name though with like a Social Blade, so like
M-E-T-A-I-L-L-E-R.
A-I. Oh yeah, okay, there you go.
Sorry.
All right, here we go. Let's see if I found his channel. He's got 416K, 3.28 million views for the last 30 days. Estimated annual. Okay, so it doesn't tell me crazy. CPM. Estimated annual earnings up to 150K from AdSense. So it's almost like because the problem is here, like their ranges are so crazy. Like say in the last 30 days, it says 3.2 million views, which is anywhere from $820 to 13.1K. So the range is so high that they can't even tell you.
And that's why the top mountain bike guys, there's another one, BKXC. He's probably one of the bigger ones, actually. Like, he's actually the first one I ever saw. Then Remy was the second.
I saw him as well.
He's heavy on Patreon, and he's always talking about Patreon. And
he's earning significantly less than Remy.
Really?
He gets way less views.
He relies on the Patreon so much, and he always talks about it. It's like, to keep the channel going, blah, 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 blah.
Gotcha. So, I'm just trying to see. So basically, anyway, my whole kind of point was more around because you could tell me for a fact that mountain bike people are spending that much, but does YouTube consider mountain bike viewers a higher tier thing because they have higher tier advertisers that are willing to advertise the parts and the stuff to these cats? So anyway, I guess by the time you get monetized, you'll find out pretty soon, like what that looks like for you. So anyway, didn't want to yap on about that too much. It was just more like it just reminded me that we had a good week on that. Which
That's a good
nice.
rabbit hole. I like that.
Bit of a rabbit hole. Halloween was out. This is our second one in a house, and people. We probably got like 10 people. We bought just like Canadian Tire, like a big thing of chips and just a little box of chocolates and stuff. Not a big deal because it's not. And you just give them an option. Most of them were young kids and were sweet. This one dude at the end, because I always feel weird opening the door knowing it's probably children as like a grown man. So I always hold Barrington as like a, hey, look, I'm safe. This got a cute dog. And this dude, the very last one of the night, comes up.
Then come to my basement.
Yeah.
Come to my basement.
What, bring the kids in with the dogs? Yeah. And this guy, this was fucking hilarious. So this guy might have been like on the spectrum, and he was holding a bag. He's like, candy. As soon as I opened the door.
My God,
he didn't say trick or treat. He said candy. And I'm like, what do you want, chocolate or chips? And then I put the chocolate in the bag, and then he looked at it and then just turned around, didn't say a word.
Imagine if he said, I like turtles.
Yeah. What's that from? That's from a movie?
You've never seen that?
It's a famous meme.
It's a very famous meme.
Oh, no.
It's like a video sort of YouTube thing. And
showing your age.
Yeah.
No, because I'm too young. You guys are old.
Well, you're more connected. I figured you'd know it because you're more on the interwebs and you would have come across that one at some point. I think if you've seen the screenshot, you might be like, oh, that little cunt.
Would you say, I love turtles?
Yeah, and it's like a little kid with short, spiky hair like Guile
What's
from
that,
Street.
Oh, and he's dressed up in
His
Halloween?
face painted, looks like Beetlejuice. And
Yeah, I see it.
Like, oh, what are you dressed as today? And he goes, I like turtles. It's so dumb.
You know what? I don't even know if I've ever seen this.
Oh, fucking hell, mate. You're missing out. Well,
that'd be
one of those, like, if you've seen those Vine ones and it's one of those viral videos at some point. There's too many of them. You can't have seen them all.
Yeah, I try. I do try. But anyway, that was pretty funny. Otherwise, Halloween was like whatever. I think because we're not on like a main street, we're like a side street off that. So I think if the kids probably going down the main streets would not bother to go off, which makes sense.
Did you see any good costumes?
They come to the door for like 12 seconds. They open and you're, hey, which one do you want? Boom, you put it in and you barely... No, I don't think anyone had anything. And it was cold, so a lot of them were even having to wear a jacket over there. And it was like kind of raining.
Costume.
It was a rough night for the kids. Felt bad for them. But the ones that soldiered on, good on them. Get your diabetes. So that was fun. It was Hamilton Day on the weekend.
Give them an option of giving them hummus and celery and carrot. Like, have a little healthy snack, you little cunt.
Have you seen what they where they do the Ferrero Rocher and you take it out and you put a Brussels sprout
in there?
What? Yeah. I've never heard of that.
I'd be
That's
like
ultimate disappointment.
I'd be happy with a grape, but a Brussels sprout, it's like, hey man, you actually
it's the right shape.
Serious.
Yeah, wow. It's dirty. It's more just you wouldn't want to touch it because now you know some random person. Like when you think about it, isn't it weird? People just turn up on someone's door, say, "Give me a candy bar," or I'm going to do something egg your house. Yeah. Exactly. Like that's
why they started changing all the candy. That's why they made them single serve and put wrappers on everything and made sure that there's not like open Mars bars fun size in a big bag. They're all individually wrapped now. That's because cunts were poisoning candy. People were putting fucking needles and dodgy shit in little chocolate bars they make. Yeah, cunts are fucked in the States and around the world. And then I heard those kind of stories, and that's what prompted the individual packaging.
The fun size. That makes sense.
The fun size.
Yeah, it's just weird. The whole thing's weird, but people are into it. People are really into that shit. On the weekend, it was Hamilton Day, which Dan and Tiff's mum were very much mocking us.
Happy birthday to the hammer.
I don't even know.
Before I messaged you, literally, Tiff's mum called me. I literally finished my English exam. She called me as soon as I finished my exam, and then she was like, "Hey, just catch up a little bit." And then she was like, "Basically, the reason I'm calling is because it's Hamilton Day, and you need to text Craig and Tiffany right now."
She's such a troll.
I was like, "Wow, okay."
I was waiting to find out what the process was because Tiff was on the phone to her, told you, and probably like 5 minutes later there was a text from you, and we were like, "Fucking this woman." Good work.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good trolling from her. It was very dedicated, so I respect it. But basically, it was like, I think literally thousands of business all across the city had like deals and shit. Like there was a pop-up market for black businesses. So Tiff went in there.
Oh, wow.
I had to stay in the car with Barrington, just makes it easier. But yeah, she went and bought some stuff from local businesses. Like the breweries had little deals. So we ended up going to this. Okay, so we went to a place called Steeltown Cider. So it's basically a cider place I'd been to before. And they also have, it's like a sub brand where they make beer or they get it kind of contracted out and do it. And they also have a wine brand under that. So we went there, and then there was this dude who had, shouts to Jeff, he was the guy, we'd been following each other on Instagram forever, and he saw me. So he came up and said, what up? He's like Mr. Hamilton, so he knew fucking everybody. And then the owner was there, so he introduced us to the owner. Then the owner brought us around some bottles of like cider, and then Jeff randomly, because never met before, just went and brought us the beer and stuff. And they had like lobster rolls and oysters and fucking like these smash burgers, like a bunch of food vendors, like the Filipino like meat sticks and shit. Pause. It was that was really nice. So we just did that. Then we ordered some local tacos because we were talking about tacos, so we got that for dinner. And then what we did, when you got the tacos and they double tortilla you with that shit for like the and we're like, well, I don't need that, that's just more carbs, it fills you up for no reason. So we saved all those extra ones, and then last night we did this shit.
Funny cunt.
Right? Well, because what's the point? So then we were like, Tiff came up with the idea. So we got this like with this farm, whatever. We found this business that basically gets organic game meat from like local farms. So you get like elk, bison, venison, rabbit, duck, quail, emu. We had emu fucking stuff, like everything. So we had some, I think it was just turkey, like ground turkey. And you did that shit where you like season up the meat and then you just slap it onto the tortilla and then put the tortilla on the pan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was so fucking good, bro. I can't express it. And then you just like, and you flip it and let it kind of cook so that the shit in the pan or the fat from the meat, pause, like kind of crisps up the shell a little bit, and then you just put some like,
it's kind of like burrito tacos almost.
Basically, yeah. It was so good. Fuck, that was great. That was like a nice way to like maximize the value, even if it was like 50 cents worth of fucking thing. It was like
that's pretty smart though. That's the 50 cents they give you another meal basically.
Hamilton.
Well, that's like when I eat hard shell tacos. If you put like a soft on your plate, all the crumbs become a taco at the end.
Yeah, which is
genius.
Pretty good.
You know what? Also, this week I actually had tacos twice, and I never regret tacos. Yeah, it was pretty lit. I had it from Papi Chulo's on Ossington.
Papi Chulo, yeah, I've heard that one was good.
Fire?
Was that better than 7 Lives?
Nah, well, I had Berea, so it was very different. Berea, it was very, very different to 7 Lives.
Yeah,
7 Lives. I had random. I had octopus, I had Baja fish, and I had.
That's my fave.
Let's
go.
Baja fish, yeah.
Bro,
Baja fish.
They fucking packed them.
Go.
They packed them things as well. I was
taco fiends.
Good value, and they're probably what, like $3-4 each more.
No, they're like 7 or 8.
Oh, Toronto prices. Okay.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah. Toronto
yeah. Okay.
prices.
Well, I think even if the one that we got, it was like, you didn't have a choice. You couldn't buy singles. It was like 4 for $25. So that probably works out to be like $6 and $6.25 each. Yeah. So that's actually not that bad. You just think though, it's tacos. It should be a few bucks, but anyway, I get it. Taco gang. Love that. All right, so that was really the only shit I could even think of. Oh yeah, the last couple nights, Jesus fucking Christ, I don't know why the weed gummies would just hit me. I'm even still messy from. I know what the fuck. Yeah, real, like crazy baked. To the point today, I had to go and get a procedure done for my body, and I forgot to do the preparation. So I Uber there, and they're like, "Did you do it?" I'm like, "No, didn't think it was a big deal." And then they go, "Nope, go home, come back next week." Like, fuck. And I feel like I was like, "Oh, I'm too like next day high for this anyway. I can't deal with this shit right now." So it worked out okay. But I don't know what happened. We had
you like a stone over,
heavily stone over, and even now I'm still feeling a little like, oof.
You're dehydrated, dude. That's 100% what that is.
See, last night, but then last night I don't know about y'all, but I drink a full one of these of carbonated water, a full glass, between every single beer.
Do you have electrolytes or salt?
Not specifically.
Electrolytes would definitely help.
So the next day or during drinking?
During. Well, both, honestly.
Both, yeah.
I guess I have salty food and stuff, but maybe that's not enough.
Yeah,
So
I
then
learned
I
a lot
guess
about hydration since I got more into in the last like about maybe 2 years because of the biking. I've been using those little. I've actually tried 4 or 5 different hydration products from like Hydrolyte and Pedialyte and all the other ones.
okay. What do you like?
Some of them are satchels that you pour in. Some of them are tablets that dissolve. I like the tablets. They're way more invisible. They have no grainy shit. Like some of them are like in the satchels you can get like an effervescent one, so it's sparkly water flavored
Mm-hmm.
fucking sports drink. Not the best. Had that over summer. Its flavors are okay, but I don't like the bubbles in that kind of thing because like you're trying to
Get it in you.
then you're not trying to like burp up shit. So that's yeah. So I like the ones that come in the tablet form and those little tubes, and you just pop in 2 tablets.
Yeah.
Thing. Those are really good. I like them a lot.
Is that
And it
better
makes
than
me
just getting like Smart Water or Gatorade or like Prime? Is it better
yeah,
than that?
exactly yeah, because they have a lot of sugar in it, and these ones have it's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
concentrated on the salt portion instead of the
Oh,
sugar and
okay.
Which brand are you talking about?
so the ones that I like is the Hydrolyte at the moment, the tablets.
Hydrolyte.
But yeah, I'll send you the link. It's
Yeah,
pretty good.
please.
They're pretty cheap. But I just bought the 3, like the small pack. I think it's like $30 or $40. But there's so many in them, and it's I don't know. So far, I love it, and I make sure I drink all that bottle plus another liter or 2. But yeah, on short rides, I just bring a bottle on my bike. But other times, I bring my backpack with the bladder. But I have to have the bottle with the little tablets in it because then it just makes me have no muscle cramps. I don't have a headache. I don't feel flat. It's just awesome, and it just tastes like flavored water.
Interesting. I got some from Costco. Then the tube ones you're talking about, the powder,
Yeah,
and they're cool, like lemon, but I can't remember the brand. I know it's up there. I just can't see it. But it's just really sweet. Like it's fake sweet. It's not sugar. It's like
cool.
stevia or erythritol or something. But it's
So
like
sugar alcohols.
I don't like those ones. No.
yeah. So that's why I was like, I'm trying to
because it feels too fake. It literally tastes synthetic. It's just like
yeah, very synthetic. So like, if you got better ones, I used to get the one. I used to have it when I was in the. Funnily enough, I drank these all the time when I in the old building in Montreal in the sauna. So I'd bring a mason jar full of
smart.
like the liquid in there, and I just pour it beforehand and put ice. So I got like filtered water with ice, and I stir it all in. And then you just cap the mason jar, and it keeps it for whatever reason. Like it would last me 30 to 60 minutes and still stay ice cold in the middle of a fucking hot ass sauna.
Yeah, the
And
glasses
that helped. Yeah, it's exactly. The glass is probably good, but I used to get the joint from. I think it was called it's Gastrolite. I think it was. And
yeah,
then
that's the medical one that helps you fucking
from the
recover
diarrhea
from like any kind of
Puking.
loss like that. Yeah, exactly.
And then they have a Life brand version of that. It's like half, you know what they do? They're dog cunts and they fucking copy the product, do a half price. So either way, I used to rock those. I found them not to be crazy sweet, but the one from Costco is way too sweet. So I'm interested in hearing if you got a good one. So would you suggest, this is interesting to me. I don't know if anyone gives a fuck, but I've been really, really like good with the full glass. I think this glass is 375 mils. So I'd have that between every single beer. Like, no question. I'm very, like, aggressive about it. And I piss constantly. So that's why I wondered, I just probably do one of those glasses should be electrolytes and the rest could just be water.
Honestly, if you're doing a big drinking session, that will be a great idea for your later on.
All right, I'll start doing it. Trust me, man, I'm down as fuck for that. I'm all in on those anyway. And I always just, I don't know when the best time to have them is. So it sounds like today I normally feel pretty good.
Not even after exercise. Like I've even been reading some of the instructions because like sometimes you get bored, and then they're saying like you don't have to always have it when you're exercising, like or if you exerted yourself. If you just feel like flat, whatever the fuck, it just if you feel any signs of dehydration when there's a whole bunch of them, you smash a glass like that and fucking fix you up.
All right.
Just keeps you up. I like it.
Beautiful. Look at that, boys. Look at this adult shit. Dehydration is what we're talking about, folks.
No, it's a health podcast.
That's now it is. Look, sports podcast, health podcast.
Nutrition.
As our good friend Lyle's mum says.
Never deny a man water.
That's right. Never. And with that.
I love Lyle's mum.
Fuck, she's the best. So we have a bunch of little topics. That was just a nice little yap there. Bunch of little topics to go on. We did talk about notions. I wrote down your birthday. I was about to say your age and put you on blast, but I won't.
Don't do that. Thanks.
Let's just say it's a milestone.
50.
No other details. We'll tell you next week.
And we're gonna have little din-dins on Wednesday, so that'll be delightful. Looking forward to that very much. That's gonna be fun. Okay, some problematic female rappers and singers. Lauryn Hill did a show, I believe it was in LA, like the last maybe 2 days over the weekend. Must have been Saturday. And she basically went on a bit of a, little, I don't want to call it a rant because I don't know how long it was. Not that it's a negative thing because people always said Kanye went on rants, but I guess a rant is kind of just talking a lot.
Just talking,
without a break. So, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing. But
like
basically, yeah, exactly. Kanye used to get mad when people said he was having rants or whatever.
Because rant has a bad,
connotation,
Yeah. Look at us three on
that.
Look at us
fucking smart cunts. So she basically said that the audience should be so lucky that she even turns up. She was addressing the lateness stuff, and she's like, "You're lucky I even turn up." And she said that she did the one album that was, whatever, a hit, and she said nobody came to her asking her to do another album, and then she toured that same album forever and ever and ever. So I don't know if she was trying to say that she's bored or whatever the fuck, but also she's Lauryn Hill, so if you want to make another album, make the fucking album and fund it yourself, like say Megan Thee Stallion is doing right now, because she's not on a label, so she's probably just self-funded, or she might have an investor. Just, you already know the right people. You could get a distribution deal, start your own label if you want to. So I don't know what the deal was. Do you guys have any thoughts or additions that I missed there?
That's weird.
It's just a lot. Isn't she late to every show?
But 3 hours late.
And it's weird, man. I just don't understand.
I just don't understand. Insanely disrespectful.
Her whole career path is weird, to be honest. I feel like something's not 100% right there, right?
I think people might be able to correct us. I think she might have kind of lost it a little bit, because imagine being that famous. She went from in like 96 from The Score to being like this pretty girl who could sing, act, rap, and all of those things like really, really well. And she was in this group with these fucking all the hit songs. She was like the star of the group. Does this fucking solo album. Like she's in, Sister Act 2 was like the lead thing, which was another reason she blew up. Does this solo album that blew the fuck up, that had like multiple hit singles off it. Genuinely, inarguably, it's a classic. And then kind of just sort of married a Marley and sort of went to jail for tax fucking what is it? Tax evasion or whatever it's called. Evasion? And then evasion. Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word. I think we all have an aversion for taxes. Am I right?
Wow. So like fucking bullshit.
Wow.
Sorry. Sorry. We started.
Big up CRA. We love you, Canadian Revenue Agency.
Fucking cunts, mate.
Anyway, yeah, she's had a really weird fucking time, and then to have the audacity to say that to a stadium of people that like paid to come see her, and telling them that they paid their money, but they're lucky that she was there. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. At this point in time, you're lucky people still come out. It's just the music is that good that people will still do it even through the disrespect. I just don't understand why you would make people like, that the venues, like, what if you turn up so late, the venue has to shut down, because these venues, particularly the stadiums, have like, because there's
a time constraint, time,
noise, and this volume of people. There's 20,000 people coming in and out. Like, you got to cut it off by like 11 is usually the time frame for that, because there's people around those stadiums living in apartments or whatever the fuck. And anyway, it's kind of wild. So Lauryn is
super wild. She's wild still.
Yeah, she's definitely wild. And then now, Dan, there's a Doja Cat video you mentioned that.
That's me.
Yeah, let me send you that right now. I got it here on my text ready for you.
Oh, I love it. Love it. Shoot that. Shoot it.
Just go on the screen share and just.
Yeah, I'll do the screen share. I'm gonna pull it up
so
first.
Weird, man.
Oh well. Oh, I did see this earlier. Okay, hang on a sec. So let me. Oh, wait. Could you hear that?
No, we can't hear anything.
Okay, good. I think it's just because I'm not on screen share yet. All right, I go screen share. Okay.
Oh goodness.
You guys, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that. I feel like that was really mean for me to do that. To say that, make that video. That was like really disturbing. I'm serious.
I agree. Stop it.
What the fuck?
She's mentally ill now. Something's really wrong with her, I think, maybe. Unless she's an expert troll and she's just taking the piss.
I saw someone quote tweet and was like, she's trying so hard to be quirky and funny, but it's just looking so weird.
Yeah,
I kind of think she's lost her mind.
that's what it seems to me.
Like, but she might have beforehand, or it's the Illuminati programming that they do.
Oh, yes, of course.
Already seen lots of evidence of.
Yeah. Do you know what? Okay, speaking of that, so yes, I think she's like, because look, there's been all this talk over the years. I've always been a conspiracy person for the most part. The one thing I always sort of hadn't seen enough information on to give sort of like convince me of anything was the, saying Beyonce and Jay-Z and everyone on this Illuminati thing or whatever, right? Obviously it's probably not true, but it's very interesting that like everyone is doing all of a sudden all these like devil videos that like Doja Cat had that one, Lil Nas X, Sam fucking Smith, exactly, that unholy joint slaps, but the video's weird, and just overly sexual from this like guy that was this beautiful voiced kind of Adele character when he came out. So like it's like, why is this happening? Why is it all happening? Why is there fucking so many people behaving like that
all of a sudden?
Well, it's not even all of a sudden. It's been over the whole years, but it comes in maybe what you're referring to there. It comes in batches. And goes. But then like you'll be like a whole bunch now, and then there won't be anything for maybe a year. Then there'll be a whole bunch or whatever.
I remember even when I was younger. When I was younger, there was
used to it.
This whole thing about these this like devil worshipping in hip hop. And then it kind of went quiet for years, and then it comes back, and then it went quiet for years again. Now it's come back again. It's just weird, man. I feel people are just trying to be obscure. And
there was this. I mean, it could be, but is it obscure when that the coincidence is the weird part? Like you could say, like, I know the Illuminati thing's obviously a stretch and whatever, but it's just odd. Like it's like, let's acknowledge there's a coincidence here that all these people are doing devil music all at once, and they. What was I going to say? Okay, I lost it. But there was a blog called Vigilant Citizen, and that was this guy used to like say the new Britney Spears video. This was maybe from probably was in Australia actually knowing about this, or maybe 15 years ago. And he would like have screenshots from all the music videos of all the different things and explain the satanic meaning of it all, or Illuminati type meaning of it all, which is hella weird. And one thing that everyone, if you go and Google like Illuminati in the music industry, everyone's doing the thing where they're putting something over their left eye. And Roseanne Barr has been pretty cancelled just because for being a conservative, I guess, mostly from what I can recall. She might have done something else crazy, but she was saying in this interview, she was on a podcast and I saw the clip, and she was like, she's like, oh yeah, all of Hollywood, they're all into Satan stuff. She's like, one time I was doing this photo shoot, the photographer was like, hey, get this button and hold this button over your eye. And she's like, okay. And she's like, why do you want to do that? And then they're like, well, everyone's really doing it right now. And she's like, okay, well, if everyone's doing it, I'll do it. And she put it up. She's like, I thought about it after. I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? So she's like, you could accuse me of doing this, but this photographer told me to do it. So she's like, the photographer's probably telling everyone to do it, but does it have a meaning? Did it start from something? Like, what's the actual, like, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just, point out the strangeness, and I don't know if there's a reason for it, but...
Yeah, what's the significance of all that? Because they cover one eye, they do all kinds of stuff. They cover the mouth, they do all kinds of stuff.
They're all like symbolic.
There's lots of stuff.
The Masonic things, the explicit, devil type stuff with the horns and the red beast and all this stuff.
Super weird.
All these other little things. There's apparently different, like, they always saying that Jay-Z's like dynasty thing is like the triangle with the whole CNI and stuff, I think, like the Illuminati pyramid. Even though it's a diamond actually rather than like that, but I think they sort of are saying that means the same thing. I don't know. I think it's obviously a lot of reaches, but a lot of coincidences at the same time. So it's hard to know what's what. On that, there was so I don't know if this is even that. I was trying to like make a little slick segue. I don't think it worked. But Megan Thee Stallion did, I guess, it's her first single back since she's finished with the label. She had all that beef with like that small label, and I think she's off a major. So it's her first single back. So I imagine it's completely independent, probably with a distributor. It was called Cobra, and she did a video for it. And look, obviously here, I don't know about. Oh, bless you, sir. I know about the three of us. Pretty much. I noticed you're. Podcasting legend. Would any of us identify as Megan Thee Stallion fans?
Nope.
Okay, same.
She seems like a cool person. I don't really know much about her.
Okay,
Like,
I guess I'm more referring to the music and such, but
not into it.
yeah. So as a person, she's probably cool. I think most of these people are
Yeah.
probably cool, but like music, yeah, I'm definitely like probably say aggressively not a fan. I don't think, but she's not making music for me, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So I listened to this song because I was quite curious. I know she'd been through the Tory stuff and basically it was so strange. So on this song, the video looked expensive, like really expensive, like $500,000 type expensive. So I'm like, all right, she's got either invest or she's just put her guap up. But it was the first time ever in anything I've ever seen her where she said something real. Like wasn't just talking about her pussy or butt or money or these hoes, these hate, whatever. It was like the straight away she's talking real. She was talking about how her boyfriend cheated on her in their bed, how she misses her parents because they both passed away. All this like people fucking her and like trying to get something from her and stuff. And it was like, fucking yes, good for you. So she took her to be independent to say real shit. And then the only thing that was strange was she still, you know how she does her little like like she does that at the end of lines. It sounds cool when you're like, yeah, my pussy is pink, blah, like, but then she goes and says, oh, I miss my parents. I was like, dude, you can't, like,
That's
it was
weird.
so incongruent. And it was funny because I played it, I saw the clip on Twitter or something, like it was trending because her boyfriend, that guy, everyone was shitting on him and saying, when I catch you, you're fucking over, whatever, because they're all what do they call them, the hotties, I think, are her like barbs, like her little group of fans. I played the whole video though because I only saw like 30 seconds and showed Tiff, and for the next like 30 minutes Tiff kept going it's just like because she was like, it's so ridiculous, like it's actually ridiculous. I'm actually really happy for her to actually say something real. The beat was kind of cool. Like I was like, I would say I would be pretty close to liking it. But then I just feel like it was like what my guess was, and I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts. I felt like she's so deep in doing the pussy rap that she doesn't know how to. She can't, because her delivery was the same delivery as if she was saying pussy rap. I'm just calling it that because I don't know what else to call it. But she's saying something real, and there was like no like sort of emotion in it, which is what happened when you deliver it. You change your inflection, because obviously that's mostly what me and Notion have done with our music, is like real stuff, and you can tell we're saying it, we're emphasizing stuff. She wasn't really doing it. It's just kind of more monotone, fast rapping with like, I don't know. It just didn't, none of it matched. It was very, very strange. So I feel like it's like she wanted to do it, and I don't know what the rest of her stuff is going to be like, but I think maybe she has to learn how to not do pussy rap voice. Yep. So then she can, it just didn't make any sense, and it didn't connect. That was why I'd say I almost liked it. Like if she came through and delivered some fucking shit, because I liked the rap. It didn't have to be bars, but she was saying real shit, and she's got a big stature. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. Like, I was happy for her, and I don't like I said, I've traditionally really not enjoyed her artistic output. So I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on, you probably heard it because I sent it through the chat.
Yeah. And I think what you're saying is right. It's a mixture of that, and I also think it's like her also trademark kind of thing. It's like how Drake always says yeah. And I think it's similar.
I think sounds good anytime.
If it's in all her videos and all of her songs, I think it's her version of that. It must be, because if it's that
her little cat, like Pusha T's like or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
The difference is Pusha says that after a coke bar, and Drake says that like he does that real like barely pronounce it at the start of a song, which is fucking sick.
Yeah.
But then you can't go like my parents died like it's just
true,
it doesn't work, bro. Like it's you're mocking the situation. I know what you're saying, but maybe you don't go yuck in every song either. Like it's not in every song the Pusha does, it's in a lot of them.
That's why I also think it's being so used to what she was always doing. So
you said something on text. Expand on this. You said you thought the labels had too much control and it wasn't even from her.
Yeah, like I think a lot of her stuff before was literally stuff, because she obviously has the ability to actually like spit bars. Like she knows like how to rap. She was doing what the label was saying. So all the stuff about like, you know, all the hypersexual, all the stuff about like, I don't know, it's just all the hypersexual content she was always making probably wasn't the stuff she wanted to make anyway. So I feel like the labels control that shit. Also, plus it's like, if you see like Ariana Grande, I swear like the label I don't know if she's still on it, but the label she was / still is on was always making her like she couldn't like cut her hair in a certain way because they always wanted to make her look youthful, look super young, and then she could only make songs about this thing, and I think it's the same with Megan.
I think it's
I
fair
think it's very
points.
similar.
Any thoughts on that one, Nosh?
Honestly, mate, not really. Like, it's good to see. I'm just still not like a fan. And the video for that was weird. There's a bunch of snakes in it and serpent stuff, which is also weird as fuck.
I wonder if that had some like symbolism.
That's what I'm saying. That's
someone's
that's
definitely written something about that.
Yeah, I probably should look that up. Weird, actually,
bro. It's like, what the fuck? So still got question marks. Not a fan. It's all right. I'm glad she's like, got some substance coming through. But yeah, the way it's delivered is not really like with the years and shit, with that kind of gloomy stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
It doesn't really like sit the best, but I don't know. Fuck, good for her for talking about real shit. She'll probably come out of her shell more as time goes on. Now that she doesn't have like the major label control, she can do her own shit.
That's true.
She can discuss it with her team, so maybe it'll just get better from here. So this is probably a good sign.
Yeah, I like that. That's positive. I like that. So that was an interesting thing that happened this week. Another quick thing. So the Kid Mero, obviously from Deezus and Mero, he dropped his own podcast with 2 other co-hosts. So they're both Dominican, this dude and a chick. I believe the guy was one of the writers from the Showtime show. And the chick, I actually don't know. I was looking at her Instagram. They both only got like 2, 3, 5,000 like followers. So they're sort of up and coming, all behind the scenes people. Works really well. It's called Victory Light. It's very interesting because it starts off typically the 2 episodes there like with a skit, kind of like Deezus and Mero did. Like they used to always start with that. They did a skit where it was like DJ Envy and he's the guy he got caught with giving a presentation to people, and the girl was like, "Yo, where's my fucking money? Like I'm fucking I'm poor now." Like, and they're just like lying about stuff, and it was funny because it's even better because Mero has personal beef with Envy, so like they were like,
it was great. The extra stabs.
It was money. So like that was pretty funny, and the banter was good. It's different to what it's like with Deezus, but I thought it was pretty sick, and it's nice to hear him back and have commentary on. They were commenting on like real fresh stuff, like something like I forgot what it was, but some shit that like just happened. Maybe it was like no, not Israel. It wasn't that serious. It was something else, and it was cool. I quite liked it. So, and the beat at the end, that's what I was telling you. This sick beat at the end of the pod. I totally rock over some shit like that. But yeah, it was nice to hear him back, man. It was it's interesting that he chose to go back in the podcast game.
Yeah. Well, fuck. Definitely the following there, so that's a good move.
Did either of you guys hear that one at all?
No, mate.
I never did, but I definitely want to. I think he's hilarious. So
it's still definitely funny. It's interesting because it's like a trip, because it's very similar to before. But now what we're going to talk about is best decade for hip hop. So this is something I don't know why.
This is easy, mate.
Let's see if I can like zoom in a bit here. There you go. Zoom out. So, best decade for hip hop. Cardinal Official posted this the other day. So basically, there's 5 decades. So 73 to 83, because 73 is when hip hop started, and then goes on from there. So 83 to 93, 93, 2003, 2003, 2013, 2013 to today. So, what do you guys think, and why is it C?
Well, it's quite easy, actually. It's C.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's always going to be C or D, but I do think it's C, yeah.
D is actually pretty...
I do think...
Good contender.
D's a close
D, it's hard because D, all the GOATs are already established as GOATs by D, if we're honest. Well, actually no, Kanye West has just released in D. So...
D, sorry, is 03 to 13. And C is 93 to 03.
I think D introduces a lot of the people we call
do you know
GOATs
what?
now.
D, actually, you're right, because College Dropout came out in 04. And Drake dropped in 2008. And Cole was 2009 for... it's probably... Right? No, for the one with Lights Please. I think it's off the Come Up mixtape. And then he had tapes. He might have that wasn't
That's
even his
true.
first tape. So that means Kendrick's Section 80 came out in 2011, so he might have had some stuff, but he wasn't bubbling. Oh, he would have been in this gap, yeah. He would have been 2013. So Kendrick,
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, 2010.
Yep. Well, Kanye himself, I guess, within that. But if you're talking about, you're correct. He would have had Graduation, Late Registration. He would have also had 808s, and then My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and maybe was Pablo 2013, or Yeezus maybe. Maybe
Yeezus was 2013. So the Carter 3 was 2008.
Oh yeah, all Wayne era. The whole Wayne era was in all of that. 2003 was 500.
That's why I don't think
he has to win.
So 100%.
That's a pretty sick decade.
That's crazy. I'm glad we actually nutted this out. Pause. Yeah.
Nice.
That's actually insanely surprising because on paper, as in wow, at a quick glance when I saw
it's like not even a question, right?
I was like, oh yeah, see, no stress because 98, 94, 5, 6, 7, 8, fuck, all of it was sick. 2003 was even disgusting, but yeah, with that information, D is definitely looking the choice. 03 to 13, fucking hell. What a time.
I saw you guys speaking about it. I was like, you guys are forgetting some big stuff.
I know.
I think so, yeah.
You know why we were knee-jerking towards the 93.
I know.
It's like, I don't know, it's different, but it's almost like, are the classics that were dropped in 93 to 03, are they superior to the classics and the sort of... Because it's almost like that's the golden era was C, probably. You could argue a bit of B, but we were not around even for that, like 88 type shit. That we were not.
Well, I've got a list here of greatest hip hop albums of all time. Yeah, plus the year that it was released. So I'm gonna go from number 1 to as far as I want to go.
Okay.
So this will go with. I'm only gonna focus on C and D. Yeah. So 93 to 2003 and 2003. So basically 93 to 2013. Yeah. We'll see how many we got. Okay, so we got Ready to Die.
Yeah, 94.
Stankonia.
Is 2000.
2000.
Yeah.
The Blueprint, 2001.
Yeah.
Let me see. We got My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, 2010.
Yeah.
We have
Illmatic wasn't in there.
It's probably in this list somewhere.
It's not in the top.
Somewhere. It's not in the top 10 though. It doesn't say. So it's not like obviously not the best list. Enter the Wu-Tang, 93. So that just gets in there.
Just scrapes in.
It's such a good album though.
Oh, Doggy Style was 93. Miseducation was 98.
Lauryn Hill.
Fugees,
Drake,
the score.
Take Care.
Take Care was, what year was that? 2010? No.
2011.
2011, because 2010 was Thank Me Later.
Yep. You got Dre 2001, released in 99.
Okay.
We got, let's see who else we got. Let's see. I'm scrolling.
I mean, you got the Nas, right? You got Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt as well.
Lil Wayne, The Drought 3.
Yep, Drought 3 was 2007, I think.
2007. It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
98. And Blood, Flesh, My Flesh. Yeah, great call.
Illmatic, obviously 94.
Yeah.
Marshall Mathers LP, 2000. Reasonable Doubt, 96.
Fuck. Forgot about
Criminal 98.
Yeah, shit. All Raycon, all the Woo, like Cuban Links, Iron Man, the second Ghostface, what's it called again? Supreme Clientele, Mobb Deep, yeah, Infamous. And Hell on Earth.
2006.
Fuck. And Me Against the World was 93. Yeah, which is my other favorite Puck album. Shit, that's
Only Built for Cuban Links, 95.
Yeah.
Good Kid, Mad City, 2012.
2012, okay. Good Kid, Mad City was 2012? Wow, that's pretty soon after.
Yeah,
maybe Section 80 was earlier.
Back in the Coney days.
The Coney days, oh my gosh.
It actually was the Coney days.
Jesus Christ.
Liquid Swords, 95.
Liquid Swords, shit. Okay.
95.
See what else we got. Get Rich or Die Trying, 2003.
Yep. Fuck, man. This is pretty sick. I didn't even know. I feel like you could probably call it a tie.
I feel like if we were to not say 2003 to 2013, a lot of the big, let's say big 5 at this point, yeah. If we're gonna call Kendrick and
like Cole and Drake and what?
Kendrick, Cole, Drake,
Kanye.
And
what, the 50?
those guys all
Or
released.
Wayne, sorry.
Wayne, there you go, Wayne. And they all had
That's
the
pretty
eras
special.
in between there where you would say, if someone was to ask you the greatest hip hop album of all time, you would say 100% two of them from Kanye West. You would have probably said one of the albums that was released by J. Cole. You would have said one of the albums released by Lil Wayne. Like all of that, you would probably have more, not necessarily more, but like better projects, I'd say, overall within that period. Is what I think. But there are obviously classics, and nostalgia does play.
It does.
a
It
big role.
does. Yeah, but
I'm still looking. There's still amazing shit that got released.
it's. I almost feel like it's. If you had to choose, I mean, like it depends on the time of your life because you went through. No, it's not even a fair comparison. Because you would have gone through, born in '98, the 2003 to 2013 era. Like you started that at 5 years old. Like for me, that would have been the '80s. So I had no real connection to the late '80s music. It was the early '90s when I started discovering it. So I would have been like 11.
So we grew up with C and got older through D. Pause.
Because we're in our 20s. In our 20s for like that major part of like the 2000s, like 2000, 2010 or whatever it is. So like it's probably like it's harder to tell because it's different impact because the shit you have when you're younger, you're like it imprints on you essentially. And like you just never hate it. And then I think that continues even into like the teen years. That's why the 90s was so good for us. And then the 2000s though were equally impactful. We were listening to this is really funny, like all of this conversation around me and Nosh kind of being like the old fucking heads because we listened to the new shit in the 2000s like heavy. We were on Wayne so hard as in the hardcore rap dudes gave us shit because they thought Wayne was too mainstream and whack, but they had no idea how dope Wayne was. So like it's really funny that now like it's like we had 2 full decades plus of like really really like absorbing the new shit. The new shit as it dropped in the 90s and as it dropped in the 2000s. Like, you know, it wasn't like we were sitting there and when College Dropout came out, like, ugh, it's no Illmatic, bro. Fuck this, you know. Like, we were like, yeah, let's go. Like,
embracing the new shit, yeah.
So it's only when it came into recently till it changed dramatically, because I think that's the difference then. Like, I'd almost be pretty comfortable calling those 2 decades a tie because of the sheer impact, at least on us, because obviously there's no right answer, but probably the most important era was the 90s, the C for this one. But then there was some really... It's which one do you like more? And I don't know. I'd almost call it a tie because I just feel like there's things in the D era that were equally as impactful on at least me, and I imagine you would agree, no, that than the 90s stuff. So like I don't really know I don't know if I could call it. Now we actually flesh this out a bit more.
Made it a lot more difficult for sure.
Yeah. So okay. So that was that. That's pretty fun. Do we have no definitive answer?
D. There you go. You're welcome.
There you go. Not mad at that at all. That's actually really funny to me that that's where we're keeping it. So, okay. The main other thing we're going to talk... Okay, I can switch this back. So, I just got a text from Tiffany. Our food is here in 5 minutes, but I was like, okay, we started a bit late. So I was like, we got like 20 minutes to our usual pod thing. So, do we want to discuss the Cole and Yachty podcast, or do you want to do the sports tier list, or should we could probably fit in a bit of both?
Fit in a bit of both.
I love fitting them both in the same hole. All right. Which one first? Cole and Yachty? Let's do Cole and Yachty.
Yeah. So
this was a good one. This was the group chat was just fucking booming because of this. It
was crazy. It was crazy. It was so good.
It was really good. So basically, the Yachty has a podcast called The Safe Place.
A Safe Place, yeah.
Safe Place on like Full Send, like Yamandem Nelk Boys, which is smart that they got a network putting out pods because they're sponsored by their brand, the Happy Dad, the seltzer. Very, very smart move. And episode 10, and it's him and this other guy called Mitch.
I'm not sure who the co-host is.
Yeah.
I actually don't know who he is.
Might just be his mate.
His actual name is.
Mitch something mad. Mitch Gone Mad or something? Something like that. And the episode 10 was with J. Cole, and it was
Yeah, Mitch Gone Mad. There you go.
Mitch Gone Mad. Okay, so it was a pretty cool pod. It was probably an hour and a half to 2 hours. And Dan, as Dan was listening, like I was gonna listen to it that day, and then Dan was like commenting like, "Yo, like this is fucking just like Bad Habits." Like they talk about the same stuff, which is funny. So, do you want to summarize it, Dan? I feel like you summarized it pretty good. Some of the points that J. Cole, they were talking about the different eras of rap, and J. Cole had a full what do you call it? Analogy about the different skill sets in rap and what it means, and how he came to sort of embrace the kids of today.
I need to try and find what I sent you. Here we go.
Okay.
Let me look for it.
Because you didn't talk about the track and field stuff. So do you want me to explain the track and field thing?
Yeah, go on.
So Cole was saying, he said he used to be a hater. He had the song that they played it on the pod where he was hating on the new kids mumbling and all this stuff. And when Yachty was 16, they played a song that it was like his third song ever or something. And he was saying like, no one wants that lyrical shit. Anybody will check it for J. Cole. So it was funny. They both essentially dissed each other at back in the day, and they were playing it to each other. And Cole was like, he goes, what helped me get over is that I realized that rap is like track and field. He's like, the popular thing, I go, what's the most popular track and field event? Like sprinting, the 100-meter sprint. So that's the one. That's the fucking mainstream. That's the Drake and Kendrick and Cole and like, or actually, yeah. Or it's almost, if you look at it as skill sets, actually. There's like popularity, but also skill sets.
It's the skill set thing.
So like, say the sprinting is being known. That's the most popular shit. Hip hop has traditionally been known for lyrical ability, like rapping, flow, delivery, like actually all of that, right? So if we are listening to the like if you're a sprinter, but then you have to go do shot put, like you're not going to have the same skill set, or vice versa. If the person who's really good at shot put, which could be like the melodic Future Yachty style rap, like they come and do the sprint and they're sloppy and they're falling and they can't do it. So like it was like a cool analogy. All these different lanes with different events in track and field. Like the hardest one he said was the hurdles, because you had to keep dodging stuff. I guess that was like, I forgot what he compared to. It was a good one, but it was like that said to him, that allowed him. He's like, oh, it's not the same thing. Like listening to Yachty and he's like, I can't judge it the same way I judge like sprinting, because it's not the same skill. It's completely different. So you have to look at it separately, and that's really just how like it's kind of like the end of it all. So for him, it helped him embrace and just appreciate it in a different way.
Yeah, he was saying that he was definitely a hater, and then when he looked at it from a different perspective, it was like, okay, this is great for what it is. Like, in its own lane, it is great music for that lane. And as opposed to comparing it to like a Nas track, for example, like it's literally compared to with its own field. It's the same. You're not comparing sprinters to shot put fucking throwers. Is that what they're called? Shot put throwers.
I guess they're throwers. Yeah, they pip a ball. So.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Or and discus, then he was talking, discus.
Or javelin or long jump, all these different things. They're all different pole vaulting, different skills, but like, some it's people like can work the pole, some people work the balls.
Yeah, exactly.
Different skills.
That's true. He was also talking about the fake rules, the ball handler, fake rules in foot. I was going to say in football, in rap. Fake rules in rap.
Yes, because... and what were the rules about? The rules are about hip hop has to sound like X or whatever, like this.
Yeah, exactly. Like hip hop has to sound like this, and it has to have these things in this track to make it a good track, basically. And he was basically saying how that is like, it's counterproductive, because you're never going to really like a song if that's how you're listening to it. Because these rules, he was saying, they shouldn't exist, because Future, for example, it's hard to say Future, but it's like, I'm trying to say a rapper, like I'm trying to say someone who's an actual rapper, because like, 21 Savage is a rapper, but he doesn't adhere to half of these rules, and that will mean that you're gonna then be like, no, he's shit, he doesn't do this and that, that's it. And that's counterproductive, because it's then gonna be like, if he doesn't meet these requirements, you're never going to listen to him. Is basically what he was trying to say. And I was basically agreeing, because I think having these rules, let me see what I actually wrote. Here we go. Yes, I said having these rules make it difficult to like modern rappers and different styles, and I think it hampers people's opinions. Where is it? Hampers people's experience. Sorry, when listening to newer rap. Having these rules in place doesn't mean people will revert back to them. It just and make better music. So I just don't see how it can be better to have these rules in place.
Mm.
And yeah, it's just basically
Yeah.
just counterproductive, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think it's just one of those things where after thinking about it, and I said this to you guys in the chat, there was like the best example I had was like my old roommate in Australia. He's a rapper too, and he's the most like underground rappity rap dude I've ever met. Like the shit he listened to was so grimy. And the funny thing, I think I said to y'all, he listens to that and like Prince,
Yeah.
probably some other stuff too. But like he likes like the soul R&B shit too. But like, really fucks with the grimy shit. Like he was on Griselda stuff mad early. Like he hates them now. One, because they're mainstream, so they're not grimy enough. And two, he said he had beef with Conway because he bought merch early in the day and something happened to it, and then Conway was a cunt about it because I think he was dealing with him directly because he was that small when he was into him. So when I was thinking about that, I'm like, well,
That's crazy.
yeah, like he was like extra, but I'm like, I guess at the end of the day, it's like you like what you like. Like he doesn't have to like Future. He doesn't have to think that 21 Savage is a good rapper, and like that's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Just like Notion doesn't think, maybe we're all. I feel like we've all got. I think the Notion. You might not think that there's whatever. Some of these new guys are shit. You can't see any redeeming features, but it just means that you like rap music to sound a particular way, and you like your rappers to have these particular skill sets. And if they don't have it, I don't know. Like maybe it's easy to say, yeah, you're a shit rapper. I mean, by my standards or our standards, they probably are a shit rapper, but it doesn't make us necessarily wrong for not like you don't have to like everything, I guess, is really what I'm realizing here. And you can criticize it. I guess really what you're saying then, I guess, Dan, is that it's the criticism of it isn't really helpful. But it's hard. I guess it's just because hip hop has changed a lot, but it's almost like the formation of it and what it really became was in the 90s. And if that's what you sort of heard first, and there was always stuff that was kind of whack and always mainstream shit or whatever, but I think it was just not as many people rapping, and then there's not as many people doing the cornier mainstream stuff, so there's just a lot more to find, and there wasn't a lot more really good stuff, and you could dig, and it wouldn't take that much work to find it. Now, there's so many artists, everyone's trying to do the mainstream. Basically, everything sounds the same in the mainstream, and you could probably... I don't think it was as uniform in the 90s, or in the 2000s either. Like, think of all the mainstream stuff. Kanye was mainstream. Lil Wayne was mainstream. 50 was mainstream. Completely different sounds, all of them. The way they rap, the way, 50 kind of bringing in the sing-songy shit, and Wayne fucking with all his little, Kanye musical masterpieces and stuff. So, now everything basically sounds kind of like T.I. did when he started it all kind of the same shit. Then you add in the auto-tune and the topic matters are the same. So it just feels kind of uninspiring. And while some people might think that is cool, it's not the kind of stuff that I personally would like to listen to. I'll tolerate it. I'll listen to some stuff. I'll probably like some of it. But it's harder to... I think once you're in it, and particularly because me and Notion particularly actually rap and have done it for so long, it's hard to respect... or have that same respect for 21 Savage. Like I can appreciate what he adds to a song, but I don't particularly care for him. But I don't have I fucking hate that. You know what I mean? So it's more
I don't
just
have that with any of the artists. It's all just could you be better, please? Why is this person famous? You really have nothing good going on. Make something a little bit better. It's real it's beyond simple sometimes, and it's just wow, this is. Okay.
So the simplicity is an issue for us then. Okay.
Yeah.
So simplicity of what? The lyrics, right?
There's no feeling. There's no authenticity. It's just
I'm trying to be like everyone else.
It's like a quick hit. It doesn't have any longevity. The songs don't have any longevity because there's nothing good being spoken about. But some songs that have nothing context-wise or subject-wise are absolute bangers. But it just depends. For the most part, it's just shit. And it's rarely got a good song that could stand the test of time, and I want more of that.
I guess it comes back to the content argument too.
Yeah, I don't want
'Cause
to
you
hear
could
about
have-
codeine and drugs and doing scissor and shit.
I mean,
like,
look, Wayne
dude,
talked about that too, right? To be really
But-
fair, but he did it
That's true, but it's
in a
different.
smarter way. He
They
just
do it
did
in
it
a very depressing way. It's like, oh, I'm on these drugs. I'm going fucking
Yeah.
I'm going through these things. I'm fucking cunts are fucking fucked with that shit. I think it's really, really stupid. But that's I don't like those kind of those subject matters because it just makes cunts maybe want to try those drugs. It's fucking just it's all part of the stupid shit that I don't like about the music industry. Like they get innocently. They innocently drive kids into doing fucking dumb shit because the music's so popular. People will try scissor just because it's in a song. It's in every song. It's in all the songs. It's part of the. I think it's a large part of like not to get too deep, but like psychological warfare that the music industry's been doing for fucking years, dude. They're trying to deteriorate everyone in every way, and it's a huge way. Once they figured out all this shit got so popular, they dumbed down the music at an accelerating rate. Shit got so dumb and so slutty so quick, and it's just like a huge problem for me.
Yeah, I think that. I don't know if you have any thoughts. No, go on.
But there are bangers and shit, and the music is like fun and shit. But it's at the same time when I'm looking for good hip hop, I'm not going to be finding it here with that kind of shit.
Yeah, I feel like it's like Dan mentioned something about the say with the Megan Thee Stallion thing, the music industry dictating on labels dictating a lot. And I think it's true. It's almost, but they were back in the day, like you said, they've been doing it forever. But now it's just, do you know what it feels? I think the problem is it's like all of this problem never left, but it's ramped up. That's the thing. It's ramped up and it's everywhere.
Way more targeted.
Yeah, and the artists have, like you said, no longevity because they're created to have that. Because then there's TikTok, and all you have to do is get your 7-second piece of your song go viral. So then people don't care about artists; they care about songs that go viral that they can do a little dance to or whatever. And then the artists aren't trying for longevity; they're just trying to get a poppin' song on TikTok.
Good intro or a good hook,
something
just
like
to get
that.
the thing going.
Or just a piece of it that's like memeable or something.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Like, so it's like the motivation for artists to do anything of substance is essentially nil. Like, there's no reason. Why would you? Like, if you were 20 years old and you wanted to rap, why wouldn't you get face tattoos and green hair and chains and put auto-tune on? Like, why wouldn't you? Like, why would you go and do this? Because you're like, well, I'm not going to get anywhere. Like, Griselda are a fucking fluke that they worked on such the level that they're working with Cole, and Benny just dropped a song with Wayne which slaps, and Wayne's verse is fucking fire. Like, what's the motivation? So why would you? So I get it, but that's all there is though, and it's like there's
I get it as well. It's painful to see
Cole was saying the same thing, and he was like, but that left a gap in the market for people like him to be like, oh, I'm gonna actually rap about real shit.
There's still good shit around, yeah.
That's true at his level. But what about the other levels? What about discovery? Or labels aren't going to put you on. Cole got put on in the 2000s, late 2000s, doing rapidy rap stuff because it hadn't switched over completely. It had probably just come out of the crunk era. So, like, if Cole came out now in 2023 doing that, do you think that would take off in the same way?
Maybe
I don't think so.
His same age, maybe.
So if he was 22 or whatever, right now,
if he blew up at 38.
Do you think that the labels would even give it a chance?
Possibly.
I think he's a legacy artist, and even Drake. Like, if Drake did some of the stuff with the buzz, like when he drops those The Real songs, all the timestamps, that Middle of the Ocean joint, like all them type of shits, would that work? Like, I don't know if that was... They're not coming out with that. Drake's doing, like, the club stuff because I guess that's what works as well. Like, if that didn't work, he'd do something else. He's savvy as fuck. His team is savvy as fuck. So, I guess it's a shame because you're not getting the full potential from really almost any artist because they're not there to deliver their full potential. They're there to deliver a hit or a viral TikTok moment, or they say something wild or outlandish on Instagram Lives, and then people fucking take a screen cap and then fucking throw it on TMZ or Shade Room, and then, like the Doja Cat, we just played into that bullshit. She said, "Bruh," like she went viral for that. Like, really? You're just making noises and stuff, and that's really what's happening? Like, it's like everything around you is making things dumber. So it's like, it's harder to take anything seriously because people don't take themselves seriously. They just want, they want the clout. I know we were joking earlier about the clout and stuff, but like, that's what
too real. It's too real and too prevalent these days. Everyone's chasing it and doing dumb shit for it.
Yeah, it's definitely a shame, but it was really nice to hear Cole and Yachty do that, and Cole coming from maybe like our perspective and how he got past it. And like I think I mentioned on here when we've been talking about
That's
this,
healthy.
I think it is healthy, and as long as, but he didn't say that Yachty is as good as as good as him at rapping. He's just got a different skill set, and that's okay.
That's true.
And that's how I got past it in like
Right, hooks and
2015ish.
shit.
Yeah, and he did that little rock album that was pretty musically interesting, and it was a swing, and I think he did pretty well. I quite like that too. So I'm like, that's dope. I like that. But like, Yachty seems kind of pretty.
I still think it still goes back to the discussion of comparing it to the wrong things. Like,
Correct.
Everything
100%.
you're saying that you think isn't good or is shit isn't meant to be compared to the high standard of what a hip hop song is meant to be. Like they said, they
Isn't that a shame,
compared
though?
Cole's verse.
We should play one of
Cole's
those
verse.
fucking insane ones where it's like auto tuned out. You can't even hear what they're saying. It's like sometimes the shit gets so crazy. It's like the auto tune is so much that it's like death metal when you can't understand the screaming.
Yeah,
We should play
But
one of
then
those as
that-
an example. That'll make me laugh.
I have to find
That
one.
could also just be an example of a bad song within that lane, within
Yeah.
that genre of rap.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
for
not all
example,
bad,
when
Just a
they
popular one.
done the comparison of Cole's verse on Secret Recipe and Yachty's verse, and loads of people, including like you, man, like you said, Yachty's verse was shit in comparison. He just got swept, but his verse,
It's his
isn't
best
meant to
verse
be-
of his career, actually.
it's not meant to be compared to Cole's verse though.
But yeah,
Of
it's
the
good for
music
him.
He's trying to make is good in that genre that you dislike.
Yeah,
But on that particular
That's-
track, he's
yeah.
trying to keep up with Cole because that's the style of the beat that it is. He's trying to actually rap, and I think that's fantastic because compared to his other shit, he's actually pretty trash. And on that song, he does a really, really, really good job. And he must have fucking either got his fucking zone and like penned it out properly because it's just he's does a fucking like it's the best song I've ever heard from him as far as him trying to rap. And that's I want to see more of that.
it's a bold
I'm
choice
happy-
for
I'm
a single
happy
with
with
that
that.
beat. Yeah,
It is a
I
bold
agree.
choice, yeah, but
He
it's
said
better
on
than his
the-
other stuff, and he's actually doing some rapping.
Yeah.
So that's
Well, because it's
cool.
not singing. If he's going to straight up, this is the problem, really, what it all comes down to is that
Yeah, what are
we're
you?
not comparing these people with our people, whatever. Like, it's everything else. They put it in the same bucket. You're putting 21 Savage in the same thing as Jay-Z or whatever. Like
Like, what are you? How are you doing that? That's,
how the
that's
yeah,
atrocious.
it's just it's not the same thing. Even if you look at Drake versus 21 Savage, like
Not
listening to Drake, I mean 21 on her loss actually was dope, but it's because
pretty
they
good.
Drake participated in helping him write. Obviously, Drake is an elite writer, so it's like I thought 21 was going to be embarrassed, but when you sort of step back and you just like, okay, I don't expect you to be. They do a full album together. They do one song, you'd be like, Cole already did the song with 21 too, who obviously watched him on that. But like, it's just it shouldn't be compared because they aren't doing the same thing. But if you're going to be on the same song, you're going to be compared. End of story. Like, you're just going to be,
Yeah.
even though the intention of their actual music. So, like, I mean, props to him for trying. It's a little sucky that somebody has to already be famous like him, and then he's allowed to suck and try and build this up. Where like there could be cats like us who've worked at this shit for years, and we're like, yo, we've been doing this type of music. What the fuck, man? Like, we actually got real bars and we've been doing this, but then we don't get the opportunities because we don't do those things that those artists are sort of doing to.
Around, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's. I don't know if
But-
there's not an answer, but
He doesn't suck. He sucks in that category because he's not that category.
Well,
It's
hello,
same
great.
thing. He's not a sprinter. He's I don't know, a shot put thrower.
yeah.
So obviously, if this person on shot put was to
He's a
run,
special
he's
athlete.
going to look. Well, no, he's not. But
Yeah,
he's
that's what the new rappers are. They're special athletes. They have their own
Special
special
Olympics.
club because
they're in
they have their own
different,
special music
They're doing
Olympics.
different sports. They're doing different.
They
sports.
do in different spots. You're right. I mean, to me, I don't like it. I mean, I guess I probably can't say that it sucks because I don't. No, like, I guess people like it for whatever the fuck. People like the thing. I guess there's people who like the exact thing that we hate. Like, there's people who probably like the offbeat rapping or the lazy auto-tune where you can barely understand it, or they don't want any substance in their music because they just, hey, I listen to music because I want to party. I'm like, okay. So we all want different things, I guess. It's just more like the comparisons are going to happen. Humans compare things all the time. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So it's like but you're right. It's not particularly fair. It's I guess it's just we've been imprinted with rappers a certain way, and whilst we've embraced a lot of different sounds, I think this comes to a point where like this is probably too much outside of things that I particularly enjoy, and it could also be that sort of age thing. Like maybe in 10 years, then the music then, like in your mid-30s, you'll probably be like, oh man, these fucking kids are doing this whack ass shit now. What the fuck is all this? Like maybe that's, I don't know when it kicked in, because I was mad probably in my mid-30s still. So, but I wasn't always mad because it didn't always bother me. There's always whack shit. And it was just like, you just ignore it. But now it's like, I don't think it's that possible to ignore. It's everywhere because they're all, you go on the internet anywhere and it's just going to come up. If you follow anything to do with music, your algorithms are going to show you this stuff. So it's interesting. It's good that the conversation's at like a higher level with stuff like that. On like a positive,
Yeah, it's definitely a high level for sure.
Which is very cool.
For sure. Can we speak about the songs I've been sending you?
Yeah, we can speak to them. I got to dip in a sec because we're already at an hour 20.
My back teeth are floating. I'm dying for a piss.
Run those songs and then we'll...
Your back teeth are floating?
Yeah, because I'm so full of piss.
Fucking hell, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's Aussie one.
You're welcome. I'm fucking full of them.
That's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good.
All right, I'm going.
Okay. You go.
Okay, you can talk to me about the track while he needs to piss.
He's going to piss himself. Okay. You listen to all of them.
He's getting older. I listen to all of them, yeah.
Well, he's getting old. He's approaching 60, so he's getting
he's
there.
Fucking old little motherfucker.
Okay, here we go. So it was the Pardon Me with Lil Yachty Future and Mike Will.
So that was the one with the repetitive beat.
Yes.
Yeah, like I don't think there's anything like wrong with that one. Just the beat was one of those like aggressive trap ones that were just so like, this is the same shit, man. Like it's like there wasn't any progression to the song, so it was a little boring.
It was definitely that era though. I think
what year was it?
It came out in like 2018 or something.
2018. Okay.
It came out in 2020 actually.
Whose song is it?
It's a Lil Yachty song.
Yachty song featuring Future. Okay. Yeah, that to me is not my jam. But do you know what's interesting? And this is the other thing about this music, when you hear, say, someone like Future on the same song as some of these other newer cats, because Future's been around since around J. Cole time, he is so much better than everybody else on there.
Yeah,
same
that's
as Travis
the thing
Scott.
As well.
Both of them are so superior at that thing. But that's why I still think
of that
Yachty's
category,
not...
they are elite.
Yes, for sure. But it's to me, it's obvious. I don't know if it's obvious to Nosh, but like to me, that's so fucking clear that Future is and Travis Scott are better than all of their peers. Like so much better. Sure. It's kind of like embarrassing a lot of the times.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily. Do you wash your hands?
Fucking oath.
I don't think you wash your hands.
What's that?
He's been wash your hands.
You don't think I wash my hands?
Yeah. No, you can smell them. You can smell the tinkle.
Can we do a hand check?
Yeah. Dick fingers.
See a little piss in there.
The episode's called Dick Fingers. Alrighty, beautiful.
Oh, tinkle on the pinky.
Travis Scott Coffee Bean.
Yeah, that one was great. See, the Travis Scott one, it's still not like
Kanye West, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I liked it though. It's not like, because even Kanye isn't always elite lyricism, but it's all about the delivery. And Travis came correct on that.
And he was rapping about real shit as well.
Yeah, it was dope. And that's the shit that people, I guess, don't, like people like us don't always hear about it. I like Travis and I actually listen to the stuff, so I'm like, I don't mind. And when you hear that, I'm like, oh, fuck. Dude's actually rapping. I don't think he even had auto-tune, or if he did, it was a tiny bit.
Yeah, exactly.
And like he was saying real words, telling a story. I was like, God damn, like I salute these mans, you know?
We got the 3 Future songs back to back. We had the Love You Better from...
It's a banger.
What was that album called?
From the album was called I Never Really Liked You.
There you go. There's that
See?
one.
I know the Future albums.
Sorry, yeah, you're right.
Navadius Gang, let's go.
There was Hallucinating from Hendrix.
That one was okay. That was a slower jam.
Yeah, slower jam for sure.
I remember these now, yeah. I listened to these.
And then Beautiful, right? With SZA.
Beautiful with SZA.
That's a fucking banger.
Such a good song.
I was saying you went and pissed, Nosh, that when you hear Future on a song, say with Lil Yachty or like Travis Scott with like Playboy Cardi or something, you can hear that those two people are like elite level
Yes.
artists of their category.
Yep.
They're like the best because you hear them and you're like, oh,
That's
y'all
why I
are
don't
like
mind
amateurs
listening to-
compared to these guys.
Yeah, exactly, man. You can see the caliber difference. It's like,
But see, we're recognizing that. It's just maybe we realize that the music particularly isn't for us, but then we're aware enough to be like, oh yeah, this guy is so much better than this guy. It's fucking cool.
you can tell from the
Yeah,
production almost alone on half those fucking songs, man. Like, some of them have
Future
incredible
gets A-level
production.
stuff.
It does,
Metro,
and then
yeah.
that's the thing. Like, spending fucking $100,000 or more on a beat from the best cunts in the world or the best teams of producers in the world doesn't fucking rarely miss. And then even the shit beats are still well produced. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, even the one with
You know?
Lil Yachty on this one, that was that real like kind of fast beat that has no progression. Like you could tell it was still like a high quality production. It
yeah,
was just
I
not
just
really
hate the
the same.
repetition. Repetition of the hi hats is like it's like too much the same all the time. It's like we need to figure something out there. But
Some of the
it'll
early 90s
evolve,
boom bap
it'll
was like
come
that
around.
too.
Somebody will do some new shit, and then everyone will copy it,
Mm.
which is how she goes. But it's like, yeah, some of the production is outstanding, and some of it's absolutely like whoa. But
Yeah,
you know, that's how she goes.
those were interesting songs though. It was cool
Yeah.
just to sort of play that all through different vibes because maybe I might have heard most of them, I guess, but maybe Nosh hadn't really heard them, so it's probably
Yeah, I
interesting
hadn't
for
heard
that
a couple of those.
fresh
was-
perspective on that.
The two that really did that kind of surprised me were your opinions on the Young Thug song. You said.
Oh,
with
I like
Quavo.
that one. Yeah, that was
That
cool.
was good. Yeah.
Well, I think that's probably my favorite Young Thug song. And First Day Out with T Grizzly, which
Oh,
is
that was terrible.
That was horrible.
That's interesting. So what is?
Do you know what it
bad
sounds
about
like to
that
me?
you?
He's so
Try out.
deeply offbeat. It's crazy. And if y'all know Zach Fox, he's like a comedian. Like I know him from Twitter, and he's the one who does the fake Christian rap. Like if you don't love Jesus, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Like he's got that real funny like
Oh, this guy.
overly like pronounce the hard R's type of guy. And
Okay.
T Grizzly sounded like him, so to me it sounded like comedy rap. But when it's comedy rap, it's okay if it's offbeat because it's comedy rap. Whereas like this guy was for real, and then you sent a video of LeBron like losing his shit to him. Like okay, like it was to me. No, that's
I know
no.
loads of people like love this song, and plus he's rapping about real shit.
So it could just be
That's also a thing.
the sound. Maybe the content is cool. But I
Yeah.
can't personally get past the Sonics. Like that to me is just I couldn't listen to more than like 30 seconds of it, and I had to turn
That's
that shit off.
interesting.
Yeah,
Because his whole thing is in that song that it blew him up because it was about like he was an actual gangster and he robbed like a jewelry store, and he was rapping about how his court case was, and how like the famous line from the song is what did he say? It says something like they turned around to me and gave me 30 years, and I told the crackers to holler at me when you're sober. That's like the like really famous.
is he like a
line from that.
Chicago drill guy or something?
He must be. He must. No. He's from. Oh, he might be. No, he's from Deep South. He said something about the state of Kentucky banned him from every jewelry store.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just
Crazy.
that's some of these cats are just definitely not for us. That like I could never get into like Chief Keef except for like the couple of bangers. Like over the
Yeah.
years when he first came out, that was to me was the devil. But then over time, I was like, oh, okay. In comparison to the garbage now, I'm like, I can see this is quality of that genre that's not for me. That's really, what I'm saying? It's the same thing. I can tell the future's quality of a genre that's not for me, but there's a handful of songs I'd be like, yeah, I'm not mad if that song comes on. But I'm not going to be like, yo, dance on Future real quick, like, because that's not going to happen. So
yeah, the same way.
Keep doing that, though. That we could do that, just throw a bunch of songs randomly, like, and just be like, all right. And because we can, they're all just singles, so it's easy to listen to it. And
Yeah, it's just singles. I'm never going to send you a whole album.
Yeah, it makes no sense. So with that, look, we're at an hour and a half. So we'll do next week. We'll do the what's it called? We'll do the sports and the TV. I think it's sports or TV show.
Yeah,
Tier
TV
lists.
and the sports one, yeah.
Yes. So that'll be pretty lit. So let's do a quick thumbie. What am I
Yes,
gonna
yes,
do for the
yes.
kids? Oh shit! Oh, they're all the way over
Yes.
I'm gonna hold another
Oh yeah,
plate.
I'll just grab this. Yeah, there you go.
there. I'm saying that's what the fuck I'm saying. Oh, why do I have to use my goddamn? All right.
There we go. Beautiful, beautiful.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
you keep
Alright,
posing.
ready?
You keep posing. Yeah.
Beautiful. Daniel, where can everyone find you online?
HTFGXMING on Instagram, Twitch, and that's probably all at this moment in time. And yes, Notion, your 60th. Go 60th.
Yep.
Notion, go.
Man's like me, I'm out here. At Notion Baby on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at Notion MTB on Instagram and YouTube. And fucking follow for fun adventures. See Feezy?
Yeah, CWFOR, Twitter, Instagram, CW, TMF, Facebook, TikTok. Who cares about that? Guys, thank you so much for following and listening. And if you enjoyed the episode, smash the fummies, hit the subby, hit that notify belly. Follow us everywhere at The Movement Fam, at Bad Habits Pod on Instagram. Hit us up, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Give us that 5-star rating. I saw we were top 30 in Romania this week.
Ooh,
Damn.
Big ups to our Romanian brethren. I don't know any
Romania.
words in Romanian, or I would say them, but
Cheers, mate. They'll know.
yeah.
They'll know cheers.
they'll fucking know.
Da,
So,
da.
what does that mean? Yes?
Yes.
Same as like Russian or whatever. Okay.
yeah,
Respect.
yeah.
And with that, we'll see you cunts next week. Get a
Get a
dog,
dog
up here.
through you, mate. Yeah.
Dogs. Woof. Oh.
Punch guns in the head top.
Oof.
Punch guns.
Oh.
Guns. What are you doing?
Punching cunts. Oh.
Freestyle.
I'm gonna listen to Future right now.
That was it. Oh, God.
Oh. All right. We'll see you cunts next week. Hey. Ta-ta.
Cheerio.
Love y'all.
Be good to everyone.